everybody, we are back. Okay, it took a while, but I'm back. There we go. Let's get going. First order of business, level the fuck up, because I should not have won that first fight. That fight against, Charon. I really should not have won that. Yeah, that's first order of business. Hopefully evolve my Azrael, maybe? Hopefully. That would be very handy. Also, I don't know what spring means. If there's, like, season in this game. It would be cool. Okay, what's the rule if I find a shiny? That's not a water type. Chat, what do I do if I find a shiny that's not a water type? That freaks me out now. The thought of that. Wow, you are really weak, Blueberry. My gosh. I mean, you're defensive as frick, but you need, like, some attack. Took 3 hits to kill a level 2. Oh my god. It's rough out here. How about all these trainers, I guess? Oh. Or we can battle Pokemon first. How are you going? Can you, like, not lower my attack? That's, like, the one thing this guy's good at. Or not good at. Already. Can you not lower my attack? Fine, I'll just do this. Frickin' Purloin, man. Of course, now it uses Scratch. I called it. Still does a crit. Okay, nice. I've already gotten 2 crits against me today. Got it. It's gonna be those kind of streams. One of those streams. I'll battle you. Oh. I thought I would battle you. Not gonna lie. You can handle this, Azrael. Handle with the Batrat. Another crit! Are you kidding me? Another crit! It hasn't even been 5 battles yet! The fuck? Blueberry hasn't even leveled up once. Okay, now he has. What the fuck? Okay, Charm is actually a pretty good move. Wait, it wasn't a fairy type, it was a normal move back then. I forgot about that. It's the fairy types don't exist yet. I mean, I think Azrael would still be a normal type, but that's beside the point. Dang it, no evolution. Okay. You're the Pokemon. Bianca, hey! Forgot to do a voice mod, but I'm sorry, I forgot to upgrade the Pokedex that I gave you. I'm going to add the Habitat List. It's an amazing feature. Habitat List? I'm just going to borrow your Pokedex for a second. With the Habitat List, you can check which Pokemon are in the area. That's very easy. There's more in the Pokedex. To use, open up the Pokedex. Hey, Sig SLG, I think it's... is it Sig or SLG? How you doing? Look, hope you're having a good day, whatever's going on. To use it, open up the Pokedex and tap the Habitat List button on the lower end of that screen. Next, pick the area you want to see. You can see all the Pokemon that live in that area. It even tells you which ones you've already caught. Good, good. Would you like your explanation again? Why would I want to hear your explanation again? I have a tip for you. When you're walking down a path, you'll sometimes see rustling grass. If you go to that spot, well, let the rest be a surprise. Oh, Pokemon catch, yeah. Filling up the Pokedex will make your world bigger, so go to many different places and meet many different Pokemon, okay? No! Have you read the title of the stream? Good that you're doing good, SOG? I don't know, it's Sigger SOG, sorry. I battle you yet? Okay, I've not. I haven't battled you yet. Boiling Spirit. My Patra. Okay, you just revealed what Pokemon you have. Great start. Well, I think I just Charm and then I Dip. It does harshly lower the attack 1 damage. We love to see it. We love to see it. Oh, I could have sent in frickin' Psygrain, but I didn't do it. Whatever. I mean, he's trying to make up for it by lowering my defense, but it's not really gonna work. Cause you're dead already. Oh, don't have. Hey, that glowing thing there is the basic badge. Yep, but don't guess what it had. It's a rough world out there. Here, I'll show you. Okay, what the fuck? Bro didn't follow the rules of Pokemon. You're supposed to. I'm supposed to be in your way before you battle me. Not you be in my way. Forgot how battles work in this. It's a reload, so it's kind of a charm gimme. Ha! Using there. Ha! Perfect. Get outplayed. I'm gonna set inside Psygrain for the XP, and then I'm gonna switch to Ashawasha. Quick attack. Okay, it actually did a decent amount of damage still. That's because Psygrain is not tanky at all. Oh, in terms of HP at least. I'm trying to work on that. That's more like it. Water gun. Foresight. it's over. Bye, Riolu. Cygrane would love it. Yay. Water gun! Finally a good attacking move with water type. Can actually use a stab move. Alright, I'm beat. With dependable Pokemon like that, even a kid like you can hold your own against an adult. Yep. Yes. Just yes. Nick, wait! Wait, why do I remember this. Oh! This is the theme from Pokemon what's it called? Pokemon Pokerogue. This is from Pokerogue. That's the theme. That is it. I finally realized what it is. Come with me, you two. Why? Oh, it's gonna teach you the grass thing. See a dark tall grass here? It's rare, but sometimes two Pokemon pop out at the same time. Double battles. Also, Pokemon that hide in the dark grass are slightly stronger, so be careful if you walk through. If you're going to challenge the next gym, it's the Verving gym. These might help. Oh yeah, poison. Forgot about that. Here's some for you, Quentin. Both of you, do your best. If you need anything, call me in the extra receiver. I'll make sure not to! Jaren sure knows a lot, and he fought those Team Plasma thugs too. I'll decide. I'm going to get stronger than him. You should do your best. Fill the Pokedex and have my back. Got it? I forgot to look at the Pokedex habitat feature thing. Habitat. I can see what Pokemon. Can I see what Pokemon are here? Ah, I see. It's on Route 20. Anything I missed in? Well, whatever. Oh, I don't have potions. Oops. I'll take that though. A great ball! Yay. Okay, do I get a double battle straight away or no? Just roll in. You can take it. You can take a hit, old charm. Stop throwing my attack. It does nothing. I was using it. I'm a special attacker. At least right now I am. Yeah. Bye, Perline. Give me your XP. Should probably wait, no. Oh, it's you in chat? You're MSIG? Oh, you're SOG. I didn't know that. Hi. I was like wondering. I was like, I forgot to say. I was gonna say I never get viewers on Twitch. That explains it. That explains it. Let's see, will I get a double battle? That was an epic encounter theme. It is a double battle! Interesting. Dum, dum. Yo, this is a vibe! I'm scared, more scared of the Patra right now. Focus energy. You're gonna need a crit up, Asha Washa. Ah, interesting. Really? No, please don't double in the Sigrain. Just do like 1 and 1. Oh, fuck. You have big pecs. Well, that's great. I love that. Well. Get rid of that pit up first. I guess, yeah. I hate you, pit of. Now you can water gun the Patrat, and you can water gun the pit of. Don't use. Okay. I think I go to Charming here. I should have named it Prince Charming. That would be awesome, actually. Oh, that was such a good name. Name to choose. Is it a boy though? Oh, it's a girl. Okay. Princess Charming. Princess Charming. Chad, if there's a nigga name changer, do we change it to? Oh, and crit. Rip Oshawasha. I mean, it's not Nuzlocke, but still, that's a little unfortunate. Did not expect that. I'll chime just in case. It's faster. Which it probably is. Oh, it's not, actually. Yay, Zygrain, UXP. Well, I think it's time to go back to the Pokestop. Ooh, I nearly missed that guy. That could have been close. Yeah, I need XP. Big time. Before I challenge the Burbank Gym. Oshawott carried. I mean, on the damage department. I mean, the other Pokemon actually did their part, actually. Did lower the attack of the Lillipup and stuff. Oh, I should probably get potions. Wait, did I buy potions? Oh, I did buy potions, okay. This could be very useful, now that I think about it. Because Blueberry is gonna be a normal. To evolve, it has to have high friendship, so it would probably be useful. I have no need for water sport, trust me. All my Pokemon are gonna be water type eventually, so there's no need for weakening of fire type moves. Nice. I'm the strongest trainer in Brewing State's preschool. Let's dropkick this child, shall we? Ah, fellow water type enjoyer. Let's slightly less dropkick this child. Stupid preschooler. Indeed. Haha, stupid. Get the crits up. Water gun on a water type? Boy, you stupid. He really is a stupid, or she is really is a stupid preschooler. Critical hits! Today I've gotten like 6 critical hits today already. I've only done like 5 battles. What are you using waters for? I don't think you have a fire type move, right? This preschooler is stupid, like, legitimately. Wait, is your name Albert? Oh, you are a boy. You are a boy, okay. I'm confused. Not gonna question. Another preschooler! There go my awesome Pokemon. I'd rather... Okay, you're making me do it anyway. Win. My guess is that they're just... Actually, I have no guess. Now that I think about it, I have no guess. Forgot Uru's Tooth was a thing. No, don't bite my platypus or No, it's not. It's an otter. I'm stupid. Bro's not a platypus. It's an otter. Lynn is down. I mean, that one was slightly smarter than the other one, at least. Any water types in this area? Okay, have fun. Hopefully there is some water types here. That's a purloin. That's a cat. That is no water type. Sidegrain, you can handle this. Dire hit. The wink acceleration. Double battle time. 2 Pokemon! Yes. Strong and strong come together to become very strong. 1 plus 1 isn't 3. Correct! Yes, I'm purposely base boosting the mic there. Oh, that was actually kind of cute. Leah and Lily. Sunkern and Sunkern. Fuck you! I hate this! Double grass types. This is... this is amazing. Tail Whip, please. I need to set up and just end this in like 2 attacks each, at least. Oh, it has absorb. That's not so fun. Don't use it on Sidegrain. Don't use it on... You can use it on Sidegrain, actually. So... I think you're charting... Let's double into 1. Oh, nice! Heal. Oh, no, don't want to tail whip. I want to tackle. Crit, nice. W's. No way Verpink is already. Hello, OU. You're with 3 Pokemon, but if you have more Pokemon, your journey should be even more fun. Here, I'll give you these, so why don't you catch more Pokemon? They just give you Great Balls? You know what they say, cheerful company shortens the miles. Okay. Oh! That's great. I don't even get any new Pokemon for the gym battle. Excellency, recall, what is it? Hi, it's your mom. Where are you right now? Wow, Burbank City, there's a complex there, right? Have you been there yet? No, I just got in! Mom! Stop pestering me! The way it looked at night, it was really nice. You can also train your Pokemon there. You know, your Pokemon can do some things and you can do others. Hope you can all work together and accomplish amazing things. Okay. Noted. Hi, Roxanne. Roxy, don't try to stop me. Not Pokestar Studios to live to my true potential. My dream is to become a ship captain and movie star. Get real, you're the captain already, aren't you? That ship doesn't move, you're gonna cause lots of trouble. Oh dear daughter. You split your time between your responsibilities as a gym leader and with your band, right? I can do that too. Good point. Fair point. Ah! You dim-witted, dumb, dunce staff, dippy, dorky, doltish doofus! Okay, I read that completely wrong, you're completely right. Doing double duty isn't the problem, you're causing problems for the people. Keeping people from getting where they're going because of sheer selfishness is unforgivable. I've had it, I'm going to the gym. Wow, Roxanne is kinda upset. Wow. Yes, please. Wait, I'm pressing the wrong button. I see a Pokeball down there and I'm intrigued. Can I go down there somehow? How do I get down there? Do I have to like go through the sewers or something? Ah, I see. My medals are open. Okay, I want to get through. I can tell you're probably blocking the next area, if I had to guess. Bubbles. Okay, I'd rather not. Wait, what is... This house is open, so I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. Castelia City. Is that Sinnoh? He wants to... Oh, really? That's why? Okay. Now I get Roxanne's annoyance. That's the gym, I guess? Oh, here's the complex. Is there is there Pokemon here? Time to check the Pokedex. Really? Is that it? Really? I thought there'd be more Pokemon living in the tall grass. Or is that Pokemon I've seen before? Could be that. I will try to catch Pokemon regardless. You know, if a Pokemon wants to come out, it'd be great. Okay, thank you. Took you a bit. Okay, just a bit of. Level 10 though. XP. Get some XP for Blueberry. Oh wait, this is not gonna do like any damage now I'm thinking about it. Cause Blueberry's weak as fuck. Yeah. Sure, I'll do the attack, and I guess. Yeah, just keep using Hoyer. Haha. Didn't take any damage from the battle. Second level 10, yay. I forget what level Psyduck was at. Oh! Did I find the way to go through the sewers? I think I didn't. Fuck. I thought I found the way to go to the sewers. What now? Just get a Great Ball? Oh, why? That's my question. Just why? Why would you trade a Pokeball for a Great Ball? Well, I mean, why would you want the Pokeball? Bro, why are you so confusing? I'm guessing you're blocking the next area. Yeah. Okay. Time to do some training, I guess, before I take burping on. Because I am definitely... Actually, I'll look and see if there's any... Audino. Oh, Audino is like the Chansey of this region, apparently. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. Value, why not? I just should. Dunsparce when there's the Dunsparce now, not in game and not in this game, sadly. Actually, not sadly, because I won't be able to use it anyway. Bro, use Pursuit! Wow. Fuck you, then. Stop using Pursuit. Oh shit, keep using Pursuit, keep using Pursuit, keep using Pursuit! Crit, 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 no! Not the rollouts! Fuck. Please kill. Thank you. It's hate to be on the other end of the rollout. 15, yay. I don't remember what level Oshawott evolves at. I think it's like 17 or something? Get a deal up for the second gym, that'd be nice. go into this grass. No. Double battle time. Oh, there's a Sawato. Time to double into that guy. We're getting the fuck rid of this. Getting the fuck rid of the Swaddle? Use Bug Bite, that's fine. Just don't use a grass move. Haha, crit. Get crit. Might switch out Psygrain to Blueberry, get more XP points. What got him? Assist? What the heck is assist? Oh, it just copies a move. Got it. Hello, who joined? Hello, cat. Let me turn down on volume mixer this, and then turn it up on OBS. Yeah, I'm streaming Pokemon. Yep. And YouTube. No worries. Psygrain disable. Actually, that might be helpful. Get rid of water sport because I'm not going to use that. Oh. And he left. Okay. I need to get Psygrain to at least level 13, because, not gonna lie, they cannot handle, frickin', can't handle, they cannot handle a Verbal Tip. I just know it. Haha. Get move failed. I guess. Double battle with a Sawaddle and a Pidove. Great. Wait, Sawaddle is perk grass type, right? Or is it just Swaddloon? And even Swaddle. He is a perk grass type. Good thing I let's scratch and tackle. It's level 11, that's fun. Oh, not tail whip tackle. Critical hit, nice. Get some blueberry extra points. Crit. Ha ha ha! I called it! Nice. I want a fishing rod. I still look that. I still get. See if I do. You can handle this one on your own. Question. Can I, is there like a fishing spot? Do I have a fishing rod? Is fish fish? Can fish fish me? What? We love gibberish. Bit of hydrate. Remember to hydrate, kids. Crit, but not enough to one shot, sadly. But the growl does mean that one scratch will still do it, this gang. That means I won't take enough damage to get any damage. Door battle time. Ooh, a Venipede! Oh! I know who I'm doubling into this time. Yeah, the Venipede. Out of my sight. I don't want to be poisoned, thank you very much. Oh, or rolled out. I don't like roll out either. Very much do not like roll out. No thank you. Oh my god! You kidding me? Go for the Sable. Devious time. Time to be devious. I love being devious. Ah, it rolled out and avoided the attack. Get disabled. Ha! And I think it's stuck in that move too. Or it would be... is that how it works? I don't remember. I don't remember. Should probably heal Ashwasha. Not going that. I have 5 of them. Okay, I can use that. That should be enough for now. Oh, 2 Sawaddles. Oh no. Well, we can tail them both. And focus energy. Ow, that hurt a lot. Oh no, you're going down. Oh! Nice! Blueberry, get in here. Attack one of them. The music. Aw. Oh my god! What the fuck are these swaddles? What? These swaddles got hands. Why do swaddles got hands? Don't you dare target my side grain. Don't you dare. Thank you. But seriously, these swaddles got hands. Like, it's crazy. It was 16 for the Oshawott. I think we go back and heal. Did not have getting jumped by 2 swaddles on my bingo card. But, check it off for those who did have it. Let's finish getting this level 13, or at least side green level 13 and other boy to level 12. Blueberry. What did you, bro, use? I didn't see. I didn't see what bro used. And it's honestly worrying me now. You use focus energy, or what do you use? Use. What do you use? Oh, it's storing energy. What is bro using and scaring me? So I'm gonna charm it. Unleashed energy. Oh, did bro use bide? Is that what bro used? But, I don't like the XP point, not the XP points, the HP gone. I like my HP, thank you very much. You know, it's a very important Pokemon, very important part of staying alive, and, you know, I fancy that. Very much take priority in staying alive. That was weird. My VR model, my VTuber model just decided to say, nah, I'm not gonna work right now. Oh no, my attack fell. Anyways, I'm just gonna use a special attack move. I don't know why I feel the need to flex on wild Pokemon, but I just do. Oh, about time. Please don't show me 2 Sawaddles. Okay, it showed me 1 Sawaddle. I mean, that's manageable, but I don't like it still. I swear, if I see a 1 Pokemon use a Sawaddle in the gym, I'm going to freak the fuck out. I'm getting flashback. I'll just get flashback to Sawaddle. Oh, I don't like that. Okay, just use tackle. I'd like to disable you. That sounded mean. Yeah, I especially like to disable you now. Okay, why did those other 2 Pokemon... why does other 2 Sawaddles act like they're freaking amazing? Like they're freaking Superman, but this Sawaddle can't do shit. Oh, why didn't I use Water Gun? I'm stupid. And it survives! To use Bug Bite. Oh, it's to use String Shot. I don't like this. Ow. Why is Sawaddle a freaking god? It's not, but... being very annoyed by Sawaddle. Yeah, Blueberry, some XP points. You better not kill Blueberry, or you will have the FBI at your front door. Do not... Okay. I forgot how defensive Blueberry is. I'm very grateful for it. You know what, actually... I'm just gonna use the gym trainers as a way to get stronger, because that's a kind of a thing about part of Pokemon. Unless for some odd reason there's no frickin' gym trainers, but that would be very weird. I don't. I mean, I kind of do actually, but it would be great if I didn't have to. Okay, I assume this is the gym. This is a Pokemon gym, and it's also a rock club. The gym leader and the others are practicing inside. Please feel free to challenge all of them. Oh, you'll need to dehydrate. Here you go. Fresh water, yeah, I know. Let's see what this is like. Yeah, I bounce. If I remember, they actually they voice acted. I think bounce the sound of venue. It's easy here. Are you a trainer? Does that mean you're thinking about the type bounce Pokemon in your party? No, I'm not. Why is he that boy does not sound enthusiastic at all. Okay. That boy does not sound enthusiastic at fucking all. How do I challenge them? Wait. It gets wider as I go. Oh, I see. Get in my way and I'll knock you out. Stay in my way and I'll knock you out too. It's me! I'm fighting myself! No! Why do I have a Grimer? Why am I fighting myself? So many questions I'll never get to answer. Why am I fighting myself? Why am I in a punk rock band? I'm so confused. Oh, you have Disable too. Well, fuck you. Well, so I could focus energy and tackle you. I don't appreciate your strength. Dang, it wasn't even a crit. Oh, fuck. Survive this, Asha, please. I don't know if I go for the hit. I think I'm good. Just. Dang it! No crit. Poison. And I knew I should have gone for the hit. Poison won't go. Haha. Get poison. Get outplayed. Oh, 13 Cygreen. Oh, fuck! Wow. He has another Pokemon. A Coffin. You're probably a special attacker. Oh, and he used poison gas! Stop it! Bro's gonna explode, isn't he? I swear, if you explode... If you explode, I'm ending stream. Okay, you Stackle. Be good. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this so much. I was going to say, well, there's not really a point, because I'm just going to go to the Pokemon Center after this. And you can't really poison me, because both Pokemons are both Pokemon are poisoned already. Knocked out my doppelganger. Don't know why. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect Roxanne to sound like that. Then again, I have not watched the anime either, so I don't know what Roxanne sounds like. Well, I have watched the Pokemon anime, but not Black and White. Sorry. Sorry to you, couple Black and White enjoyers out there. All I know is that Ash actually sucked. Like, bro went back to Kanto levels of of being bad. Bro was with the Bulldor, freaking his best Pokemon was the Crocodile. Bro had a Pignite. I mean, that's decent. And a regular Oshawott. A regular Snivy. We bro had Pheasant, but still, God. I'll be straight and honest with myself whenever I'm playing the guitar or having a Pokemon battle. Got it. Don't care. Billy Joe. That's definitely a reference to something that I do not know. 100% a reference, though. I'm honestly scared for my ability to win the gym battle now. I thought level 13 would be enough, but apparently not. No rollouts. No rollouts, buddy. I'm disabling that. Screech. Don't like that, but good news for me. You're dead already, so I can just switch out. Oh yeah, that's a bunch of XP. Coughing. Switch to Blueberry. Again, if you explode, I'm ending stream. You better not explode. Knowing Pokemon, they love their explosions though, so it very much could happen. Not again. Not a fucking again. I'm going to disable you if you hit me with another frickin' poison gas. So I'm going to handle this coughing. Sagrain the goat. Assurance. I don't like that. Okay, it wasn't that bad actually. I guess Psyduck is a special attacker. Fuck! It's not even worth disabling him now. He's just gonna die in the next move. I wanted to save those pitch berries, but I guess it's a no. 14, yay. Can you get a psychic type move, please? Dang it. Okay, blueberries level 12. Nice. Would take an evolution here. Fuck, okay. I don't like the frickin' delayed. I don't like the song, not gonna lie. I don't know what they were cooking, but it was not good. Okay, let's see what you got. Get ready, I'm gonna knock some sense out to you. Out of ya? Not into me? Okay. Oh god, your bro's gonna poison the entire freaking party. Okay, I'm just gonna charm him and switching the side up before bro gets into the poison shenanigans. Because I know it's coming. Also, level 16, that's not good. That is not good. Oh shit, not good. I'm gonna lose another gym battle. It's a freaking leveling. Ha! Bro tried to use poison gas, I didn't see. I just know he missed. You smog. I can feel your desire to win pouring out of you. Where, from what? Where do you feel it? I'm confused. Using smog, I'll take smog. Doesn't do that much damage, so I'll take it. Don't use assurance or poison gas, fuck. Okay, it didn't do that much damage, actually. Sag, Rain, a tank too, actually. Not as HP. Okay, that's one Pokemon down. Fuck! I hate you. I hate you. I hate you so much. Bro missed something. Don't know what it was. It's a poison gas. Ah, smog miss again. I want you to miss the smog. But I will take this defeat. Not this defeat, this win technically. But the defeat of your coughing. I do not like that, and I know you're gonna roll the fuck out. So get in there. And please survive a hit, Blueberry. Now I think about it, might not survive a hit. And I'm scared of that. Oh! Level 18?! Survive a hit. Venoshock, you're dead. You're fucking dead. Oh, yeah. Well. This is gonna go well. Disable. You're not even gonna survive that either. Now the question is, can Oshawott carry? I don't know. It's just gonna use Venoshock, which isn't that damaging on move. It's pretty damaging, actually. Okay, I need a focus energy with this. What? Are you kidding me? You kidding me? Fuck off! Oh man, I hate this. Okay. Wow. Crits are just everywhere today, aren't they? And the question is, do I run it back? I don't think I do. Wait, I should check what was in that guy's gym, actually. Oh, not gym, that other guy's poke shop. I am streaming, Mom. Why are you texting me? And you have net balls. Wait, those catch your water type. Heh. Perfect. I'll take 5 of those. Thank you very much. That's pretty expensive for net balls, not gonna lie. You do not sell revives yet. Okay. Goodbye, Super Potion. You look at water type Pokemon in Unova. Search it up. What? Black to water type. That's not water type. Water type Pokemon. Let's see. Where's Simipour? Or Panpour. Panpour Pokemon. Pokemon Black 2 location. It's in the Pinwheel Forest. Okay, so I cannot get anything new yet. I am stuck with these Pokemon for now. I mean, good news is it seems like there's actually a decent amount of water type Pokemon here. And Black 2. I need to train Blueberry to evolution. I don't know what the friendship level's at yet so far. Okay, it's actually decent. Switching to Psygrain. Too bad I'm not using a water. We're not using a physical move. Get crit. We're level 13. Yay. Bubble Beam. Okay. I'll take a Bubble Beam. That's actually a decent move. It's not friendly enough yet. Great. Venipede. Now a Bubble Beam to use. I'll roll out. That's not good. Oh, I don't have a disable on you. Should probably switch to Psygrain here. And then disable it. I don't like rollouts. Disable it. Poison Sting, that's even better. Okay, didn't poison me, good. Fucking Sewaddle. I'm just running away from swaddles. They're not worth my time. They ain't worth the time. Double battle. Okay, I'll take a double battle just because it's a double battle. Take swaddle. Wait. Charm only work on one Pokemon. Oh, okay. Charm only works on one Pokemon. Apparently Blueberry is very slow. I would not expect an Azrael to do slow. It seems fast, like it's bouncing. Grit. Oh, I used water gun. Fuck. Okay. That was a mistake. Eh? Those threw sand at me. I mean, my God, Blueberry, you cannot crit for your life of you. That's done. Yawns. What did Bro use? Harden? Curl? Or I forgot what it's called. Defense Curl? The rollouts. Fuck. Hey, rollout users. You know what? Volume. Crit the boy. Crit the boy. Crit him! Fuck! Blueberry, come on! Oh, Sunkern, new Pokemon. We need to double into that boy. Mega Drain. Oh, that's just great. Oh. Return actually seems to do damage. That's actually really cool. I guess it's a manageable battle. Stop doubling in the blueberry. Meanies. Don't have a sun. And return the fuck out of the Sunkern, I guess. Not on you! Ha! Did more damage than Oshwasher's tackle, that's good. Good knowledge. Let's do evolving for both of them. Why not evolving? Leveling up. I hope evolving. That'd be cool. Fine. Evolution, please. Dang it. At least return does some damage now. No, 17. Does it evolve? Razor Shell. That could be, damage. 75, actually. Wow, that's actually a good amount. That'll be a big upgrade. Does Oshawott evolve here? Yes, it does! Ashawasha, let's go. Into D-Watt. W's. I was wondering. So I have a new tool to battle the gym with. Lag, okay, that was weird. I was hoping this freaking gym would take shorter to beat than last stream, but it's pretty close in that case. Let's do this. I'm back. Oh, I should focus energy. Yes, I should. Ooh, a defense drop. Nice. Oh, that's not good though. Okay. A crit. Nice. Okay. Wow. At least I know it doesn't do that much damage. We focus energy now. Ew, really? So, switch Pokemon. Going to, we go into Zygrain here. Trying to disable stuffs. Also heal, of course. That's the big thing here. Ha! Use Protect and failed! Ha! It's used before me. It's gonna go for me. Venoshock. Survive this. Please survive this. Nice! Disabled. Nice. Got that disabled. That's really good. I don't know what other moves it has. Does it just have Protect and Venoshock? I just disabled. Oh, it's Pursuit too. Okay. Oh, but failed. Oh man. Just gonna use Protect. Just gonna stall me out. Really. Failed. Ha. You've taken some damage here. It's no longer disabled. Okay. So, you're gonna go down here. Likely, at least. But now we got Ashawasha. With its razor shells. Do the damage. Nice. Poison point? Are you fucking kidding me? And now the Venusaur's gonna do extra damage. It better not kill. Okay, we're good there. But we switching out immediately. That was bull. Survive a hit, please. Ha! Protected, nice! Yeah, fresh restoring. Venoshock, survive a hit. Survive a hit, please. Yes! I just realized bro has a freaking super potion available. Try to charm it. Oh, it survived. Okay. Gonna pursue me, whatever. Where Blueberry goes down. Nice! We got it! Crit! Let's go, Washa Washa. GG's. Oh my god, that was so annoying to deal with. Wait, I was right in the middle of the concert? I think there's no one here. Sigh, what are you doing losing, Roxy? Well, I guess that means you're strong. This stinks, but I gave it everything I had, and I feel revitalized and refreshed now. Here, prove that you beat me. Well, that looks like looks like the hands, or like the things that come out of the water and gestation beats, but purple. Don't know if you get what I mean. Toxic badge. 2 badges. Now Pokemon up to level 30. Even Pokemon you got in trade will realize how good you are and won't ignore your commands. Also here, use STM. Venoshock. I doubt any of my Pokemon can use it, but it would be cool if it could. Covers a target in a special poisonous liquid. Even better, if your target's already poisoned, it does double damage. It almost packs too much of a punch. Not really. I would just use it for coverage if I can use it. Let's see if anyone... Nope, that's what I thought. But... I will go to the Pokemon Center, save... Oh, or not. Hey you! I felt like you were something special during your battle with Roxy. Please come with me to Porca Star Studios. You're going to Bookstore Studios? Oh, I forgot. The old man. I have to get him back to work as captain. Okay. Noted. Yeah, I'm gonna go heal and then we end in stream. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me doing this. I would say I hope you enjoy watching me dipping around, but that's a thing from another YouTuber. Don't want to steal his fro. I respect him.